Look
And
at this.
we're live.
I
This is like the first time. And you see the line in the middle. That does not mean that we are on two separate sides. We are on the same screen.
The same screen.
This is our first one. It's our 10th episode.
It is.
Welcome. It's date night, everybody.
It is date night.
You know, and we are two birds on the hunt. And this is the first time we get to do this live and in person.
Hi! We're not social distancing.
This is so awesome. Like, so you guys get to see it. And it's our first time being able to do this. And this is our 10th episode, guys.
10.
This is, so we have been doing this now for a little bit of time. And we're here. I know I'm talking a lot,
no,
but
I'm going to share. You talk.
So we are here at King Creative Studio down in Wilmington, Delaware. It is a gorgeous place down here. If you need to get any type of video done, or they have a recording studio in the back, you're able to come down to King Creative. It's in Wilmington, Delaware, so it's close to Philly. You just come right down 95, hop off right in downtown Wilmington. It's right in between the Queen and I don't know the name of the theater up there, but it's a gorgeous theater right down the street, right on 8th and Market. So definitely, if you have any of those needs, you definitely want to come out. But it is date night tonight, and we're calling this the night before.
The night before.
The night before.
The night before.
Because we are going to be doing our first speed dating event, the Hunting Grounds. Number 1. The first ever Hunting Grounds.
I know.
Happens tomorrow.
I figured we had to do it with you guys up here and with the Phillies and the Eagles fans because, us Seahawks fans like to use you guys as guinea pigs.
Well,
figure shit out.
Well, we could do it first. We're not scared, especially in Delaware County. In Delco, PA, it is literally the best place to actually have a speed dating event. And it's going to be happening right after the Flyers. We're two birds today, so I had to wear my Eagles stuff. She had to wear the Seahawks. We definitely wanted to go that route today.
We did.
But I am wearing my orange and black underwear for the Flyers. Oh yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it tomorrow. And we're going to win game 2 tomorrow and then we're going to do, like I said, number 1, the Hunting Grounds speed dating event. I expect it to be a lot of fun. It's going to be held in Ridley Park over at Dolan's and the R Park Tavern. So definitely come find us. It's going to start around 6:30, right after the Flyers game. Yeah. So if they do go into overtime, hopefully it's not 5 overtimes, but if they do go into overtime, we are going to hold off a little bit before we get started because somebody's going to be busy. She was wearing a Flyers jersey last night. I don't know that I'm going to have her wear one again.
No, because I felt horrible because you guys didn't win. And I'm superstitious. So that means that, A, if I had bought that Flyers jersey, I would not be able to wear that Flyers jersey again.
I have won and lost in all my jerseys. However, that jersey, every time I have worn it in this playoffs, they have won. So I will be wearing that jersey tomorrow.
Not me.
So. But anyways, guys, it's date night. And I'm all excited, first off, because I don't ever get to see Crystal, and we never get to talk about so we've been talking about football and just doing all our thing with that, and of course her dating life and my dating life, which is somewhat non-existent, but I'm trying. I'm working out a couple avenues here and there. It's there was
that one girl.
There's been a couple of girls, and so it's been fun. It's not like I'm sitting around doing nothing, but dating is I'm biding my time. I've learned that I want to like somebody. You can like a lot of different people, but I want to be able to like somebody enough before I start to get romantically involved.
So you want friends first.
Well, I don't want to put somebody in the friend zone. It's funny because last night we were out and about, and you had a couple of guys that were like, "Oh, well, why are you putting him in the friend zone?" And I'm like, "Trust me, we're in the friend zone. We're great.
We're great in the friend zone.
I'm perfect with that." But it's been yes, I want to be a little bit in the friend zone. I want to be able to hold a conversation. I want to be able to like somebody. That's why dating has been so difficult because I haven't been able to go anywhere. You know, most of the places are closed. They're just now starting to open up. Kids are supposedly going back to school. You know, so there's
My
going to
kid
be.
started
That's right. She started high school today or yesterday.
yesterday.
She cried.
I did cry. I did cry. I haven't cried at all. Like I'm super like I'm the mom that's like super excited for them. Like I'm not one of those like hang on to you, want you to be little forever and never grow up. Like I'm always been like so excited. Like this is new. This is fun. You get to do new things. You get to go meet new people. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, my
Yesterday,
son and
I'm like, I'm losing my best friend in 4 years. What am I gonna do? Can I go to college with you? And she's like, no.
not this time around. My son actually starts middle school, so he's getting older. You know, and you know, yeah, he's a little short, so he's going to be one of the shorter ones of you know his class. But he's got enough personality to overcome all
To
of that.
overcome all of it.
Yeah, he's a smart kid, definitely, you know, able to uh, beat you with his wits. So
I don't know where
which
he
I
gets
dig
that
with it.
from.
Me neither, because I'm a fairly quiet and shy guy.
Yeah.
You know, that's me. You know, deep down it's just shy, and you never really, you know, it's hard to get to know me. Which is probably more closer to the truth than not. Whether it doesn't matter how loud I am, but so it's been kind of fun. We've been doing all this stuff. I haven't been able to take her around yet. She just got in last night, and the first thing
Yeah.
they did was the Flyers game.
Yeah.
So because that's you know sports is
Yeah.
really the thing. Philly sports guy is definitely watching sports. However, she did see me get all painted up in different than green and silver. You know, so
I did.
and
But I think what Thursday we're gonna do
yes.
sightseeing.
So, and you know what? One of the things for anybody who's in Philadelphia, I thought of a couple different places, and I obviously the Liberty Bell, Independence Hall, City Hall. I'm going to take her to go take a picture of Geno's and Pat's and such like that.
I gotta run up the rocky stairs.
There you go, the art museum.
Yeah.
So that's another one of those things. And then South Street. But I was looking at maybe some other things. If anybody's got a couple of ideas on where they think there would be a good spot for them, you know, us to go,
Comment.
definitely comment on this because
Comment.
it's one of those things where I mean I've been here all my life, so I lose it a little bit on like, well, what do you take somebody to go see? So like I was figuring I can go down to the waterfront, things like that. We're actually going to do date light things, so. It should be a lot of fun, and like I said, we're going to be going all around Philadelphia. So I also wanted to know because there's been a big talk about cheesesteaks, and I said, listen, that we're going to go take a picture in front of Pat's and Geno's, but I don't suggest eating those cheesesteaks. We have to go find the real cheesesteak. So I also would like to hear if you were going on a first date with somebody from out of town, and they wanted a cheesesteak, where would you go?
take 'em?
Where would you go? To
Yeah.
find to take them for a
Yeah.
cheesesteak. I personally, I'm a dive bar guy. You know what I mean? So I was thinking I have my spot. However, that's like in Chester. So and I'm not taking her to Chester. For all the people that are not from Pennsylvania or from Philly, Chester is a little bit of a challenge. You know, so I wouldn't necessarily go there on a first date. You know, taking somebody to go get a cheesesteak.
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily want to.
Yeah, like I said, it's I'm a dive bar guy, and that's not a dive bar that I would even go to other than to just get the cheesesteak and roll.
And roll out.
Yeah, and roll on
Peace.
out. But so, and she had a good trip. She had a good trip. Tell us about your flight. No alcohol.
No alcohol. No alcohol flight. I'm just like, first of all, I asked flight attendants, like, how bored are you guys? Because you guys don't have anything to do. And I've had a lovely, lovely conversation with the flight attendant. And she, honestly, she said, because they're not serving alcohol, it makes it worse because everybody's getting super, super hammered and plastered before they get on the airplane, and then they're having issues. She goes in her 20, she's been doing flight attendants for 22 years. Hi, Bobby. And she says this is the most that she's ever had to call security is since when all this started.
Including the girl who was in her seat.
Yeah, including
and
the
had
girl,
been kicked off of a couple
two
of flights.
two flights. Some girl was sitting in my seat, and she had been kicked off 2 flights before the one that we got on. And luckily, I fly enough that I pick up on things. And I just looked at the flight attendant. I was just like, just put me somewhere. Put me somewhere, anywhere. Is there somewhere else I can sit? I'm good. I don't like a window is not a huge thing for me. Especially on the 2.5 hour flight, it's not a big deal. So
I don't care as long as I'm not sitting next to a really big guy, and
Yeah.
that takes up a lot of space. I mean, I'm a fairly large guy, sitting next to another big guy. Like, even like when I go to away games with my brother's bigger than I am, and he makes sure never to put us in the same row. It's always one of those things we do it in separate rows.
we're pretty quiet, not much sound. Can you not hear
Not
us?
much sound. Hold on. Or am I too loud and she's too quiet?
I might be too quiet, Kenny. I'm sorry.
Is that any better, Ken? Hopefully. Give us a thumbs up or whatever. So, so I was thinking, since it's our first time doing this live,
I
and
know.
we talk about dating, we talk about some of the train wrecks that I do, but I was thinking
The
about
train wrecks that you do.
I was thinking about like what would be a great first date. And I was thinking about certain things that I like to do on a first date. And like when I try to go, I want to see how messy my date will get. And what I mean by that is that like I like to go, as long as they don't
like a mud run.
No, not like a mud run. Although that's not a bad idea. It's just I couldn't do the mud run. I wind up falling apart. So perfect. All right. Thanks, Kenny. I'm glad that somebody's up on the sound. So I was thinking like doing like all you can eat crabs.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, because there you're breaking open stuff and such like that. I also like if you're going to do something like that, I like amusement parks. Like I would do roller coasters and things like that. So like Great Adventure is all a lot of fun. Going through the safari park. They used to be able to walk and drive through. Now I don't even know if they even have that anymore because, PETA and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But so I was wondering if you guys had any ideas on what would be a good messy first date.
A good messy first date. Do you know what I've always wanted to do is do one of those painting portraits where you go and you like paint your bodies and then you like
the body parts and put them on.
And do that. I think that would be cool.
Okay.
And that's kind of messy.
That is kind of messy. Well, you definitely have to shower afterwards.
Definitely have to shower.
Because and that's interesting on a first date because then next you're showering, maybe not necessarily together, but very soon after each other.
Ooh, so okay, this is gonna sound really stupid, but on one of the 90 Day Fiancés, like the other way, where Stephanie went and visited her girlfriend. I think it was Australia. And they did one where they plastered each other's boobs.
They plastered each other's boobs. So she did the guy and he did her?
Well, it was 2 girls.
Oh.
But.
Well, that's definitely a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
That's definitely a little bit more exciting. Because my boobs don't really have much to show. I do have really hard nipples all the time, though. Like that, my nipples are small and they stick out like rocket ships all the time. They never go down. I don't know why. It's one of those things.
I'm not going to talk about my nipples.
So, hey, I was watching another dating show earlier in the week because I want to do my research, and they were talking about balls in their face.
They were.
Yeah, and which was kind of funny to me, that they were having that type of conversation.
Because I was like, hasn't everybody had balls on their face?
Well, she was unsure exactly what a teabag was. That was how that all came about. So, and I don't know that that's good dating conversation, but it might be. I personally have never had balls on my face. So
No.
I'm not a ball in my face type of guy. I have had some ass in my face.
I mean, but when you play sports,
I was never a wrestler,
okay,
so that never happened with me.
okay,
I did,
fair.
like play football a little bit, and you do the tackling and such. That's a whole different scenario. But, Chris, there's Chris with King Creative. You don't see him, but he's out there waving.
He's waving at us.
He's checking us out. But again, King Creative is a great spot here. If we could walk around with all this, it would be fantastic to be able to see. It's a really a great spot, and I
We're
really
kinda
do
stuck.
appreciate them allowing us to use the studio. So, but again, this is the night before. We're doing the night before here because we are doing speed dating,
I know. I'm so excited.
and so
Everybody's got to come out, hang out with us. Even if you don't want to participate, come out, hang out, and just have fun with us.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because I've never speed dated before. I've seen it. I've watched it. I'm a big fan of the movie Hitch,
Yeah.
where they're doing that speed dating thing, and I kind of like that whole idea of being the dating guru to try to help some guys get get out of their own way, because I know what guys are like. I'm not a shy guy. From the moment that I realized that women were the way to go, I was always not afraid to get told no. When
Yes.
I was with my buddies, there was 3 of us that would go, and we'd go hang at the mall at like 13, 14 years old, and I would go start the conversation. My buddy Chris would be the mid guy. He would be the one that would hold the conversation a lot, and then my buddy Brian would be the closer. And that's how that worked all the time. And I would say that we would be picking up girls a lot at the mall. At 14 years old, you're not really going crazy, but
That's where you pick up girls.
Exactly.
You pick them up at the mall.
Yeah,
That's what you do when you're 14.
we'd be stealing out of the liquor cabinet and trying to go behind the mall to go, get to second base. I think second base was where you started.
Were at.
Yeah, where you started. I was a late bloomer. I didn't lose my virginity till I was 18 years old.
I was 17.
I was in the Navy. I graduated high school, and I'll never forget it. The girl, I snuck into her room,
Aw, so sweet.
and it was we lost our virginity together.
Oh, good.
I think it was a quick. I snuck in the room. Is this what we're supposed to do? Boom.
And that was
Done.
it.
Yeah, literally, it was like
That was the end.
it was like 4 seconds worth. That was it. Done. But
The end.
I still remember her name. We are still friends. And she's got a lovely family and everything. But it is really, Ashton. What's up, brother? Ashton took me to an Eagles game. So I love that. And don't worry, Ashton. If you want us to come down to you and do a speed dating thing, we're going to be traveling around. We're going to be doing speed dating all over the place. It's not just going to happen in Delco.
No.
So we're doing this to get out some of the kinks. And like I said, she's never been to Philly before, so we had to come do the Philly thing and stuff like that. Flights are real cheap, but we're going to be going down, doing the same thing in Tampa and probably in Seattle, since there happens to be a lot of Seahawks fans that know us pretty well. And wherever else. Like, I also have a whole bunch of friends in Kansas City, so I'd like to go do it there as well. We're going to try to do it in as many places as possible. I think it's going to be a good time and a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So.
And I think the more we do it,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I have a whole bunch of different ideas, but the first one you gotta kind of I'm a lock and key guy, or I like perfection, where you have 2 pieces that you gotta match up together and stuff like that. Those are the types of things that I have in my head a little bit on terms of being able to do this.
Yes.
But tomorrow is just going to be our basic, just first. Okay, you're going to be here, then you're going to be here. We're going to give out a little bit of note cards, so that you can write notes and, exchange phone numbers if you want to, and things like that. We're going to be COVID safe. So we're going to have different wipes at the tables and such. So don't feel like, that everybody's going to be,
No,
catching the virus. We are going to be as safe as we can possibly be, because we don't want to spread.
They have all these really cute, what I guess it's whiskey barrels, like set up with like chairs on either side of them that we're going to be able we
Yes.
are going to use. So that, and there's probably like 10 of them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So between that and then, like I said, there's other tables and such. It's gonna be a fun time, and we've already had some people sign up. You know, as of right now, there are more women that have signed up than men. Which
I know, I was so shocked.
I was not. I feel like guys are always last second. They're like, oh, I'm not doing anything. Oh, I'll go do the speed dating thing.
Get your shit together.
Yeah, guys never make a plan. They're just like wing it.
Make a plan. But that would be my my biggest thing on first dates. Like, make a plan. Like, don't be like, hey,
what are we doing?
You want to do something Saturday night? Sure. What do you want to do? Well, I don't know. I thought I asked you what you want to do. You asked me.
See, and I am one of those guys. No movies, never a movie.
Oh no, movies are awful for a first date.
Correct. You know, because I fall asleep at movies.
And weird, and you can't really talk.
Because you're going to be doing that. You know what I mean? As I break the thing over here. Yeah, because that just, like I said, I don't do that, and I'll literally fall asleep, and then that's the last time I go on a date. In fact, I have broken up with numerous girlfriends by falling asleep at a movie theater. That was a good way of breaking up with a girlfriend or somebody you're dating.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Because they would think, oh, well, you're going to a movie, and
yeah.
Next thing you know, you're like snoring, and then you embarrass her, and that's
way to embarrass her. Kenny, I have not started dating yet.
So she's still single. Hey, you have to go through a mourning period, like it doesn't matter. I personally, I have always felt that it takes half as long as the amount of time you were with the person.
Oh, yeah.
To get over.
Yeah.
So when you start talking about in terms of years and 10 years, I don't think it takes 5 years to get over that person, but it's definitely going to take a good, 9 months to a year to start to get back to normalcy. Because I remember when I broke up with my ex, and she's the mother of my children. I love her to death. She's a fantastic mother. She's a good woman. However, I didn't know what I liked anymore. I didn't even know what I enjoyed with a woman. So I had to start to refigure that out. I actually wrote lists down so that I'd be able to, what do I like?
Yeah.
What is it that I like? Because I was so unhappy for so long.
You have to find yourself.
Exactly.
You have
And
to find yourself.
in the process of that, that's also how I became the Philly sports guy. You know what I mean? Because I started to find out that all the most memorable times of my life, besides the birth of my children and things like that, all revolved around sports. And I remember obviously, I remember exactly where I was when Princess Diana died. Because she was an Eagles fan. Go Birds.
I know where I was in 9/11. I don't know about Princess Diana.
At 9/11, I was in my house getting ready to go to work. And I had one of my roommates goes, they just ran a plane into the World Trade Center. And then as we're sitting there, we watched the second plane together. And we're like, wow. That was not something that we were expecting to see. So, and then I got into the car and I listened to Howard Stern talk about that. So that's where I was for that. So, Kenny, are you single? Are you a single guy, Kenny? Where's Kenny from?
Seattle.
Oh, he's from Seattle?
Mm-hmm.
So, Kenny could be our liaison in Seattle for when we go do this. And I want to do it during the underground. I want to do the underground speed dating. I think that would be kind of cool. I mean, it stinks down there, and it's a little creepy. But I loved that tour. The underground tour in Seattle was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. And of course, I've only been to Seattle once. What do you say?
Unfortunately not.
So you're not our liaison for there in Seattle.
I was gonna go. I don't think Kenny's single.
But
but
That's all right. But he's watching the show. He's
Yeah.
looking out for the dating pointers. You know, even though that you're with somebody, you could always use those dating pointers
still date.
and what not to do.
Yeah.
You know, because ultimately that's what I am really good at doing that. Joe, what's up, brother? See, now Joe is a single man. Joe is a single guy. And I love Joe. Joe's a very funny guy. He's a little short, not necessarily the most handsome of fellas. I'm only busting your balls, Joe. But he is a really good dude. Lives out in the middle of Ohio, though, which it's Ohio. That's a little challenging. So, but I tell you though, Joe, if you want to set up a speed dating thing there, we're coming. Because I would love to go do a speed dating thing in the middle of Ohio, because they ain't got nothing else to do. That's like being in Green Bay. They got the Packers and Walmart, and that's it. There ain't nothing else to do in Green Bay. So any fan who's from Green Bay, set us up to come up there. We'll do a speed dating thing. We'll get hundreds of people up there, because I know when I was up in Green Bay, they looked at me like I was fresh meat. Hey, Chris, I'm Jamie, not Joe, but that's okay.
It's fine. Hi, Chris. Hi, Paul. Paul's down by me. Paul's single.
Paul's single,
Paul's single.
And he's in Tampa.
He is, yeah.
Is he a Tampa Bay fan?
No, he's a Seahawks fan.
He's a Seahawks fan. Is he part of the She-Hawkers?
No.
Excuse me.
But he's part of the Tampa group.
Gotcha. Those Seahawks fans, they're like fungus. They're everywhere.
We're everywhere.
Just like Eagles fans, we are everywhere. We're just not fungus. We soar. Seahawks barely float. But anyways,
Float?
barely. They're like seagulls, sea turkeys.
I'm like, do we need buoys? I don't understand that.
Something like that. I tell you what, you write down Cleveland, Joe, and I had one of the best times in my life in Cleveland. So as much as people say that Ohio sucks, Cleveland was a great time for me. I had so much fun at the Old Flats. Now they redid them again. So, and hopefully we'll get to see the draft there. Maybe. If they have a draft this year, over in Cleveland. And we were as Eagles fans, we're all excited to go to Cleveland this year. I was going to go see Canton for the first time and then do the game. Not happening.
What's that? Joe would know, because I have family in Ohio, Akron. But I would always go to that amusement park.
Oh, that's over near.
Seahawks are the best.
No. The She-Hawkers are the best is really what he said there. They're cute. I'll give them that. That's what they got going for them. You know, and I found out that there are a tremendous amount of people from Philadelphia that are in, like, Orlando. Craig, you know, Duhawk has been calling me just about every other day, you know, with Eagles fans in his car. Because he loves to show me off, which I really do appreciate. I love the fact that he's always calling up the Philly sports guy to do Eagles chants. I'm a big fan of that whole idea. But there's been a ton of Philadelphia Eagles fans in your area lately. They're just infesting that area. And the Tampa-Delphia Eagles are down there. So when we come down to do the speed dating down there, there's going to be a lot of people that will be able to know about it.
Yeah. I know a ton of Eagles fans.
Yeah, Philly in the South is down there and stuff like that. We could probably even do it at the Eagles bar. The
Eagles bar is nice.
It is. Yeah. I've only been there like 12 years ago, like when I went down to a Miami game or something like that. Or I guess it was the Tampa game. Oh, it was the Tampa game where they kicked a 63-yard field goal to win it in the last second. Matt Bryant. Yeah, that was the first time they ever showed me on TV either, because it was 110 degrees and I had like green face paint dripping down off me. And they're like, look at the Eagles fans melting in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
That was me.
Everybody last night kept saying, oh my God, it's so hot. The humidity is so bad. I'm like, This is great.
She's like this. I can't believe there's no humidity up here.
This is fabulous.
So-
My hair looks great. This is nice. I'm good.
Actually, I didn't think it was too bad last night. I mean, it was a little warm, but it's wearing a long sleeve shirt, wearing a Flyers jersey and stuff. That was a little heavy. So
I get to get all like dressed up for tomorrow night.
you do get to get dressed up, and I'm going to be wearing I'll be wearing my Flyer stuff first, and then I'm going to take it off. And I will not be wearing face paint tomorrow. So all those people out there that are thinking that it's going to be I'm going to be all painted up. I'm not going to go do speed dating afterwards, all painted up and liquored up after a Flyers game. That's not happening. In fact, I'm probably going to stay sober at least until the end of the second period. And then I'll start to drink because I'm going to need a shot of encouragement to try to talk to all of these people that are going to be coming. I might find love for the first time.
I know you might.
Yeah, well, not for the first time, but
Well,
for the first time for our first hunting grounds
I know.
speed dating event.
Season is open.
It's hunting seasons,
The hunting season is open.
and this is just the first one. We've got more coming. So, like I said, if you want us to come to your town, definitely check us out and work it out that way because we are coming to you. And it's like I said, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do a couple of different events. A couple of little small things for this one, just to try it out, because I want to try out different things. We want to see what works and what doesn't.
Plus, we want to be different.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Because what's the point of just going next speed, next, go with your card.
Next. Swipe.
Exactly. Swiper, no swiping.
No swiping.
No swiping.
No swiping.
So, I tell you, I've actually had, I had kind of lost touch with a couple of my profiles. So with like Tinder and Bumble.
Yeah.
And I went onto my Tinder profile and I had 78 likes, which I thought it was a big deal for me.
That's
it's like,
good. That's good.
I tell you, I can't ever find them. So they must live definitely out of my area. And when I traveled somewhere, that's where they came up.
That's where it happened.
But I can't, because I can't seem to find out, because anybody I swipe right never, is not on my list. Bumble, however, I have started a couple of conversations, and like I said, I promise, because I tell them I do a dating podcast, and I promise that one, I'll never show them, or never show their profile, and I won't ever talk about them, because it's really all about me anyways. I'm the
It's all about him.
I'm the one that's the problem. So that I'm the reason why I'm
Clearly,
single.
I'm not the problem.
Yeah. Have you ever seen The Wedding Date?
Yeah.
What's that? Sarah Messy?
I'm bad with actresses.
Yeah, and the guy who's like, he was the gigolo or whatever, and he was the one that he wrote this article saying that you have exactly the love life that you want to have.
Yep.
That you choose to have. That you are the one that's in control of your love life.
Well, you have to set your boundaries.
See, that's my problem. I don't have any boundaries. I don't really care who I date, as long as I enjoy them.
Well, that's different than boundaries.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Know your
what
worth
boundaries.
and set your boundaries. Like know your hard nose. Like you have now said that you won't date anybody that smokes because.
No, I did. I prefer not to. It's not definitely a hard no. I will say that.
So on a scale from 1 to 10, where does she have to be okay as a smoker? Like,
well, no,
does she
I'm
have
not
to be
going to rate
like
the girl in terms of that. But if she's a smoker, like a chain smoker, that's going to be a hard no because I'm not going to be able to handle it. If she smokes one
every now and then,
yeah, then I'm
Not a
not
big
as crazy about okay, like I will give that girl a chance. You know what I mean? If there are a few things that really she has to be a sports fan. I've been thinking about this and trying to figure out if I could date a non-sports fan.
I just don't think you would. A girl that would be a non-sports fan would not have the mindset to understand your passion behind it.
I can agree with that somewhat. You know, like that they're not going to be able to see exactly just what I am. They wouldn't be able to appreciate what it is that I do.
No.
You know, and although there is, you know, besides the fact that I put on the face paint and stuff like that, I try to do a lot for charity and things like that. So that part could actually, you know, endear them.
Yeah.
But it's when they would want to take over my Sunday.
Oh, that's not happening.
I remember the last girl that did. She took over my Sunday, and every time I watched the football game that season with my brother, the Eagles won. And she took me out to go kayaking. And literally, I raced home, and the Eagles game was almost over, and I called my brother, and I'll never forget, my uncle's in the background, and he's yelling, "How about them Eagles now?" And that's when Brian Westbrook caught the punt and ran it back for a touchdown with a minute left, and the Eagles won the game. And I for the rest of that season, my brother and I watched just about every game because every time we watched a game together, they won.
You won. Yeah.
I think was that 2000? I want to say it was 2003. It wasn't 2004 because we didn't go to the Super Bowl that year. We lost to the Panthers. So, and we did watch that game together, but we lost that because we went over to my brother's house. And my other brother, my older brother, he had a big thing where we would just lose any important game when we would go over there. Except Super Bowl 52. 41-33. Philly. Oh, yeah.
We're out of time.
Yeah, I know. We've been rambling on. It's like one of those things. We never get to do this here face to face.
I know.
This is so much more fun. I
so
enjoy it.
much more
I love doing this. You know, it's great to do it with you on the Zoom, but it's so much better. Yeah, you could maybe hear us both this time. I know that we were loud enough initially, but, you know, and yeah, I'm just glad that you guys get to see us together.
I know.
Come out tomorrow. If
Come
you're
out
not doing
tomorrow.
anything, come on out. It's $10. It's going to be right after the Flyers game. You know, we're going to be, you know, there's going to be a lot of different fun things. If you're a guy, there's no reason why you shouldn't. Like I said, I've got more girls signed up than guys. You know, and as of right now, you know, most of those girls have already paid. So you got to get out there. It's going to be a good time.
Get out there. Come hang out.
And if you're a woman, don't think that all the women's spots are taken. So it's like we still have spots open and available. It's going to be a good time. We're going to do a little bit of meet and greet. If you're a Flyers fan, it's going to be great to be out there anyways because we're going to watch the Flyers kick some ass against the Islanders. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. But, you know, and then after that, we're going to find true love or true like or just a little bit of like.
A little bit of like.
Or
a little bit.
Mr. and Mrs. right now.
Yeah.
That could happen. That is definitely feasible tomorrow.
That is definitely feasible tomorrow.
So
tomorrow night, Dolan's.
In Ridley Park. $10.
$10.
And it is a cash bar. So if you need a couple of shots of encouragement, she never had blackberry brandy until last night. I introduced her to blackberry brandy, which is Delco Red for all those people at Delco. So she now knows all about it. She's going to stick with Fireball.
I'm going to stick with Fireball.
So, but it'll be a fun time tomorrow. So definitely, if you guys aren't doing anything, come on out. Come support us.
Yeah.
You know, we'd really appreciate it. And, you know, like I said, it was awesome. This was an awesome show.
I know. It was awesome.
I'm excited.
Super excited. All right. Good night, everybody. See you all tomorrow.
We are.
Two birds.
On the hunt. Good night,
Bye.
guys. Go Birds! Yeah.